right, so we're back. Full-time schedule back in effect. Not that I've been taking off, but I've probably been lifting about 4 days a week for like the last 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. And again, that's not bad, but for me personally, like, I need to get back to going to the gym 6 days a week or doing something 6 days a week. You know, I think for most people, 4 days a week of lifting is fine, but honestly, for me personally, I just feel like 6 days a week is more optimal. Like, I stay more locked in. Like, over the last 2.5 weeks, I just feel like I haven't really been myself. You know, if I'm lifting 4 hard, 3 days where I'm not doing anything, not that I'm not doing anything, I'm still really active with my kids, still doing things outside, you know, whatever it might be, you know, in the sun, fishing, swimming, like all these things that are beneficial, no doubt, as far as, you know, training and working out, but it's still going to be different than if you're hitting the gym and you're actually pushing yourself, making yourself, if I'm not forcing myself to get up at 5, again, those 3 days where I'm not lifting, I'm tending to sleep in a little bit more, even if it's just till 6:30, things like that. To me, that's just, I don't know, I just don't feel the best. It's not optimal. I feel like, not that I'm falling off, but kind of like I'm falling off mentally. So we're back to doing 6 days a week, 1 day a week off. You know, it'll probably be 5 days lifting hard, and then 1 day would be like something light, but still something, you know, forcing myself to do something that day, and then 1 day just off. Today's Monday, so we're back locked in. Today's gonna be, yeah, we're gonna do chest and biceps and back today. That's how we're gonna start it. That's how we're gonna restart the program. And today's Monday, so let's get it. All right, so we start in back day with my favorite hammer strength curl machine, or my favorite hammer strength isolateral low row. Easily my favorite back machine. I feel like it gets my back warmed up probably more than any other machine. Just the angle in which you sit at, super comfortable. Doesn't put any pressure on your lower back or anything. I feel like whatever exercise you're doing first, for example, for back day, if I'm starting back day, I want to do an exercise that is not only a beneficial back exercise, but is also helping me stretch. Because I don't do that much stretching before I lift. I'll do warming up in those movements. You know, I'll do this machine lighter weight, but I want to do a machine that actually stretches my back while I lift. And this machine gives you a really good stretch in your upper back. Because the handles are so deep. Even for me at 6'8", I really have to reach down just to grab them. like I was saying on this exercise, I mean, even at 6'8", I mean, look how far I have to reach just to get it. I mean, it's full extension. Any machine that at 6'8", if you have to do a full extension just to reach the handles, I mean, in my opinion, that's a great machine. Because most cable machines like lat pull downs, the seat never goes low enough to where you can fully extend your arms. Like, to me, you're getting the best workout when you really have to extend your arms. So it's kind of sucks when you have super long arms, or, I mean, I got average long arms, but again, I'm 6'8", so they're going to be pretty long. Where I'm sitting in my arms, you know, there's no resistance on the cables usually because, like I said, the seat doesn't go low enough. There's not enough extension. But these hammer strength machines, I literally have to fully extend just to grab the handles. So today, like I said, is going to be biceps and back. So in between sets, we're going to hit some preacher curl, easy bar, like I said, I really like the machine better. I like this one more if you're doing dumbbells, but still get a good stretch even with the easy bar or barbell. So I hardly ever will go all one exercise, like all back, and then all biceps. I'll always jump back and forth. Maybe I'll start with, 3 or 4 back exercises, but then I'll start going back and forth. Back, biceps, back, biceps. I just feel like I get a better pump that way, rather than just waiting till the end of the workout. Especially when you're doing like back and biceps. If I'm doing, let's say, like triceps and back, well, I'll probably do most of my back first, and then I'll do the triceps towards the end of the back workout and start going. And I'll still be going back and forth, but just because the muscle groups don't necessarily match as far as the workouts. But when it's back and biceps, and like for me, for example, I inherently use more biceps than I should anyways during my back workouts. So I tend to just integrate the workouts while I'm doing it rather than waiting till the end. Like I said before, lately I've been doing 4 days a week lifting, which for most people probably is good enough. I think if you're lifting 4 days a week hard, that's, in my opinion, that's plenty if you're lifting hard. I still suggest people, like if I'm building somebody training programs, that they lift or they do something active at least 6 days a week with only one rest day, at the most one rest day. But again, it doesn't have to be 6 days of lifting. But for me, 4 days, just honestly, mentally, it's just not enough. I haven't been myself. The last 2.5 weeks, I felt super lazy, having 3 days off, even though I'm being active. During those 3 days, I'm still just not as mentally locked in as I should be and as I usually am when I'm doing shit 6 days a week or 7 days a week. Like, I don't feel like I need a day off. I'm not saying that I lift hard 7 days a week, but I think lifting hard 5 days, one day where it's something different like boxing or some form of cardio, not necessarily just running on a treadmill, but some form other than actually heavy lifting. But it's all about your routine and how you feel. If you feel fantastic lifting 4 days a week, then lift 4 days a week. But for me, it just hasn't been enough, honestly. Mentally, I've just been kind of checked out. All right, so for the next back, like I said, if you're struggling to find gains, if you feel like you're not getting your gains, if you feel like you're not feeling like you're not making progress, whether it's mentally, physically, whatever it might be, limit the amount of exercises that you're doing. You know, you don't always need to do, 10 different exercises. Like today for back, we'll do these 2 hammer strength machines. I'll do a seated row and then maybe a bent over row, depends. See how my lower back feels. But we'll probably do 4 exercises hard for back. And then for biceps, we'll mix it up. But, you don't always need 10 exercises. Stick to 4 really good, 3 really good exercises and go hard. That's too light. And again, at some point, you're going to have to push some weight. I got nothing against, high volume, low weight reps, but, at some point, if you want to make gains, you're going to have to press some weight at some point, where it's actually a struggle for you to get. And as you can see, like I said, look at this, full extension. At 6'8", I have to fully extend just to get to the handles. So I already know I'm going to get a really good stretch in the muscle. Every rep, full extension. I don't have to lean back or do anything. I can get that full stretch just staying where I'm at. Let the machine pull me up. Drive my elbows down. Really feel it in my lats. Just sitting here letting it pull me up. Like I said, anytime you find a machine that can really give you that stretch, especially for like taller athletes, taller people who are trying to build muscle, it's really hard to find machines that are really going to give you that stretch. Honestly, I feel like these hammer strength machines are some of the only ones that will give you that full stretch. Almost every other machine is really built for people who are like 6 feet tall. But these machines, when you put the seat as low as you can, they really give you that full extension to where you really have to actually reach.
Depends on how you drive your elbows back. It's going to depend on what part of your back you're working. If you keep your elbows flared, it's going to be more rear delt. If you keep them tucked in, it's going to be more mid back. Get a good stretch. People really underestimate the work you can get from a body weight exercise, especially the TRX. Even just the slightest angle, you're working against all your body weight. Easily one of the most underappreciated pieces of equipment in the gym is the TRX. So many exercises you can do with this just to add on to your back workout, bicep workout. Do this at home. There's no excuse not to have a home gym. I think these things cost like 75 bucks, depending on the angle. Flare your elbows, work your rear delts, tuck your elbows, work your mid back, change the angle, get a little higher, work your shoulders, do the XY you see people doing. Change the angle, do the biceps. One of the best bicep finishers that I use. Super underrated. Honestly, I probably use it more for biceps than I use it for anything else. Yeah, I think it's great for the back, but standing biceps, it's like this. Again, you don't want your angle to be too deep. Just a slight lean back. Constant tension on the biceps. And if you're not gonna, you don't have, this is an exercise you don't have to kill yourself with. This is a perfect exercise where you start with this before your workout. Warm up your shoulders. Again, everything you do with this is dictated by the angle that you're going to stand at. So less resistance, you're going to be standing taller. More resistance, you're going to be standing lower. So if you're warming up, you don't have to do anything too serious. Just keep the body at a high angle. Do some X's, do some Y's, do some biceps. Can't go wrong. Really warm up your rear delts, your shoulders, your biceps. Again, you can use it for anything. Triceps as well. Reverse it, go this with this direction. All dictated by the angle that you're at. Start stand up higher if you can't do it. Again, it's even easier than a machine because you're just changing your stance to dictate the resistance you want. So you don't have to select the weight, 50 pounds, 60 pounds. Is this too heavy? Is this too light? All you do is change the angle of your feet, back, forward. If you're not using a TRX, get on it. Especially for beginning lifters. People who, I don't know what back exercise to do. I don't know what bicep exercise to do. Get a TRX and just do a basic X, Y, and row routine to start off. Do your flies, your Ys, transition back and forth. X, Y, X, Y, X. And then once you feel comfortable with that, lower it. Drive your elbows, get that mid-back work. So today honestly was, for biceps, was almost just all preacher curls in between my hammer strength machines, and then bicep curls with the TRX. So about 8 sets just with the TRX, and then I think we did 6 or 7 sets of the preacher curl, and then I'll finish with assisted pull-ups with the bands. I always finish with my workout with pull-ups assisted with the band to really get that squeeze, especially when my back is super taxed and I don't have the energy to, again, I don't do enough pull-ups lately to do unassisted at the end of a workout. In the beginning of a workout, sure, I could do pull-ups, but at the end, I don't have the energy or wherewithal to do pull-ups, especially when my back is taxed, my biceps are taxed. So I always use the band and do assisted. And there's nothing wrong with doing assisted pull-ups. Like, people might feel like, oh man, like, if I can't do a pull-up, why should I do it? You get a band, I'm going to show you, and you really knock out your pull-ups. Really feel your back to finish off the workout. Because there's really no better exercise than pull-ups, but a lot of people can't do them, so they feel like they can't do them. You know, like, just because you can't do a pull-up unassisted doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing them. Use the band, because in my opinion, there's no better exercise than pull-ups as far as your back, especially to finish. But no, I'm telling you, the pump with the TRX, super underrated. All right, let's go get these pull-ups. Like I said, a lot of people feel like they can't do a pull-up, so they don't do them. Get the band, just like this, go it over, loop it through. Depending on the resistance, the thicker the band is going to be, you know, how much easier it's going to be. Obviously, I weigh 280, so this is a little bit thicker band. Most people would probably just need a thin band. Just loop it over. I like to tuck it on the knee. It gives me a more natural position doing a pull-up. I can't do it. A lot of people do it with a straight leg. I do it like this, and then I loop my back leg over the assisted leg. So like this, and then I put my assisted just like this, hang. And then when you're done, obviously, you want to hang onto the band, pull it off, let it hang. Because the last thing you want to do is snap it back into your face and crack yourself in the eye. Trust me, many times I've seen people hit themselves in the eye, really fuck themselves up with. You gotta be careful with them bands, that's all I'm gonna say. But easy, assisted pull-ups. Again, if it's easy for you, change the density of the band. Over the knee. Up. Wide grip. Hang my leg over the back of my leg. Pull. 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 Like, there's a lot of exercises in the gym that people feel like they can't do or they're embarrassed to do. Don't ever feel that way. You doing an exercise that's going to benefit you is how you get better. Don't worry about what other people might think. Oh, I'm going to look stupid doing this. I can't do it correctly. How are you going to get good at something if you never do it, or if you're too embarrassed to do it? Don't worry about what other people are thinking. When you go to the gym, it's about you. It's about your time. The last thing you should be thinking about is what other people are thinking of you. It's about you, plain and simple. So that's how we're going to finish the workout. Do a couple more sets of this. Do a couple more easy bar curls for the bicep. We're going to finish out with about 19 sets of each is what it ended up being. Maybe 20 sets of back, but like I said, I killed myself with them TRX bicep curls. So we're gonna finish this up and head out.